Wife left me during her girls' trip and emptied our joint account. When my wife, Emily, told me she needed a break at girls' trip with her old college friends, I didn't blink. We'd been married 7 years. Trust, I thought, was a given. So when she kissed my cheek at the airport with her oversized sunglasses and fake enthusiasm, I waved, smiling like a fool. For days later, our joint bank account was wiped clean. Just like that. No warning. No call. Not even a goodbye. I sat staring at the screen for 5 straight minutes. It wasn't a hack. No identity theft. Emily, my wife, she did this. I confirmed the withdrawal with the bank. She walked in with ID, withdrew everything, and smiled. Like it was hers to take. My phone vibrated. Emily, don't look for me. I'm done. I've been unhappy for years. You'll survive. No punctuation. Cold. Robotic. I didn't text back. I didn't scream. I didn't chase. Because Emily had no idea about the other account. The one in my name only. The one with $347,000 sitting quietly, untouched. See, Emily never asked questions about my investments. Never cared when I started freelancing in crypto on the side, or when I flipped 2 houses last year. She was always more into the curated Instagram life sunsets, brunches, selfies. I let her think the joint account was everything. Her ignorance was my power, and now it was my weapon. 3 months passed. She posted from Paris, Rome, Santorini, always with that same group of friends, or were they more than friends now? In one photo, she sat on a yacht beside a heavily tattooed man, his hand resting possessively on her thigh. My ring was gone from her finger. A week later, divorce papers showed up on my door sent by mail. No note, just signatures. It was almost cute how she thought she'd broken me. But here's the thing, I already had a plan. I called Marcus A. Quiet, brilliant hacker I once helped get out a nasty crypto mess. In return, he owed me one. Just one. I don't want you to touch her accounts, I said. I want something better. I want her world to collapse slowly. No hacks. No traces. Just chaos. He grinned. Say no more. First came the IRS audit. A mysterious tip fully anonymous about undeclared income and suspicious transactions. Emily never was careful about gifts from her lovers. Then came the canceled cards. Turns out, some luxury travel agencies don't take kindly to clients using stolen photos for brand deals. A few influencers were more than willing to report her after a few anonymous messages showing her using their images as her own. Next came the Airbnb disaster. Her profile suddenly linked to unpaid damages in 4 different cities. Bookings evaporated. Ratings tanked. She started posting less. Then not at all. I waited 6 months. Then I sent her a message. Just one. Me, you picked the wrong man to betray. She responded 12 hours later. Emily, what did you do? I ignored it. A week later, she was back in the States. Penniless. Alone. Sleeping on a friend's couch she used to call beneath her. Her parents wouldn't take her and they had co-signed on a loan she defaulted on. That friend kicked her out after 2 days. Meanwhile, I was living in a high-rise, sipping bourbon, watching the city lights flicker like fireflies. She called once. I let it ring. She called again. Then came the email. Subject, please. Talk to me. I know I hurt you. I don't know what happened. Everything is falling apart, and I don't understand. You were a good husband. Maybe too good. I was bored. I was selfish. But please, can we talk? Emily. I stared at it for a while. Then I replied. Me, sure. Let's meet. We met at a quiet cafe downtown. She wore sunglasses again, only this time to hide the swollen eyes. I don't know what's happening, she said, voice shaking. Everything's gone. I made a mistake. I sipped my coffee. You took everything from me. I thought you'd be fine. You were always strong. You didn't leave because you were unhappy, I said. You left because you thought I had nothing else. You wanted a clean slate without consequence. You were wrong. She started to cry. I stood up, leaned in close, and whispered. I didn't destroy your life, Emily. You did. I just watched. And I walked away. 1 year later. She still messages sometimes. Her last one said she was working 2 jobs, barely getting by. I never respond. Meanwhile, I travel. I date. I build. Some nights, I pour a glass of wine, open my private account, and smile. Not because of the money, but because she thought she was playing a game. And she never realized. I wrote the rules. The text kept coming. Sometimes desperate, sometimes angry, other times oddly nostalgic, like we were still something worth remembering. But I never replied. It wasn't about hate anymore. It wasn't even about revenge. It was about silence, the kind that wraps around someone when they realize no one's coming to save them. The kind they once gave so easily. Still, there was one thing I hadn't told her. One final move I hadn't played. Because Emily had no idea about the letter. A few months before she left, back when I still believed we were happy, I wrote her a letter. A love letter. The kind that takes hours. Days. Honest, messy, full of all the things I was too scared to say out loud. I'd never given it to her. When she emptied the account and walked out, I kept the letter. And something in me said, keep it. For later. So I did. Now, nearly 2 years later, I knew it was time. I drove across the city to where I heard she was living in a tiny studio above a laundromat. A friend of a friend mentioned it offhandedly. It wasn't stalking. It was closure. I didn't knock. I just slid the envelope under her door. Inside was the letter, and $3,000 in cash. The letter. Emily, if you're reading this, then maybe some part of you is still looking for answers. Or maybe you're just curious what I'd say, now that everything's gone. I loved you. God, I loved you. I loved the way you sang off-key in the shower and how you couldn't drink coffee without 4 sugars. I love how your eyes crinkled when you laughed and how you danced barefoot in the kitchen when you thought I wasn't looking. You were my world, and I was proud to build that world with you. But you broke it, not because you left, but how you left. With silence, with theft, with cruelty. You wanted a fresh start, and I gave it to you. I didn't chase. I didn't fight. I'll let the universe respond to your actions, not my anger. Still, I don't hate you. I can't. Because love like that doesn't disappear, it just changes shape. So here's the truth. I forgave you a long time ago. That's what you never understood. Forgiveness doesn't mean we go back. It doesn't mean I want you near me. It just means I get to walk away without carrying your poison in my chest. The money enclosed isn't to fix anything. It's not a bribe or guilt or pity. It's a symbol that even after everything, I can still choose kindness. You made your choices. This is mine. Goodbye, James. I walked away from her door with tears in my eyes. Not for her, for the man I used to be. The man who thought love meant giving until you had nothing left. The man who believed loyalty would always be reciprocated. That kind of innocence doesn't grow back. It gets replaced with caution, with boundaries, with scars. And yet, as I stood on that cold sidewalk watching the city breathe around me, I realized something. Revenge doesn't have to be cruel. Sometimes the sweetest revenge is living a good life and showing them you didn't need to become bitter to survive the betrayal. 3 weeks later, I got a postcard. No name, no return address. Just one sentence, scribbled in fading ink. Your letter broke me and healed me. I'm sorry. I stared at it for a long time. Then I put it in a drawer and never opened it again. Few months later, I met someone. Her name's Clara. She's soft-spoken and funny in the strangest ways. We talk about real things, scars, regrets, dreams that keep us up at night. There are no games, no lies, just steady, slow trust. She asked me once late at night, "Do you still think about her?" And I'm honest. Sometimes, but not the way I used to. Clara nods, doesn't flinch. That's how I know I'm healing. Sometimes people ask me if I ever got revenge. I smile, because I did, but not in the way they think. I didn't ruin her career, or take her to court, or humiliate her publicly. I just let life do its work. I became someone she'll never reach again. Someone better. Someone free. And when I think of her now, I don't see the girl on the yacht, or the woman who emptied our account. I see a lost soul, chasing happiness through hollow means, never realizing she had it once right there, beside her, making pancakes on Sunday morning. That's the saddest revenge of all. The kind that doesn't scream. The kind that whispers. You could have had forever, but you taught me to give it to someone else. Please like this video and subscribe. It's the best way to support our channel.